Hey my beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a very light tutorial. I don't want it to be anything that is frightening. This is for my beginner makeup people that are just kind of figuring out the makeup thing, and that is okay because everybody doesn't like makeup, everybody doesn't wear makeup, but there does come a point where we at least want to try it. And what I'm showing you in this tutorial today is a way to get this look with this kind of a green smoky eye, and to make it just very seamlessly on your eyes and not be afraid to try this kind of look. Smoky eyes can go with different variations, where you have a green smoky eye, you can do a black smoky eye, you can do a brown smoky eye. I've even seen dark fuchsia pink smoky eyes. I mean, I've just seen a lot of things, but I wanted to do this look for you because I actually did this look a couple of weeks ago in this picture right here, and it was during a photo shoot for a fashion photo shoot for my blog, and I wanted to come back on the back end and share this look with you so that it would be something that you could use later on, or you could try. Remember, makeup washes off. Give it a try. We try and try again. Do not think that, oh my god, I messed up, I'm a failure. Do not think that, because it took a long time for me to achieve this kind of look, but I just kept trying and kept trying. I got me some makeup wipes and I started over and I tried. And what I'm doing for you is just bringing you some of those beauty store products, drugstore products, school teacher moment, those drugstore products that you can easily get your hands on, but definitely is in your budget. So I hope that you like this video, and I hope that you will give this look a try. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise, you know. So give this look a try, and I hope that you like this tutorial, so keep on watching. Okay, first we're going to start with the Mario Badescu Skin Spray, which I have talked about in previous videos, and it has the most wonderful smell. I would buy it just for the smell. Then I'm going to go in with the Clinique Skin Moisturizer, which is really good for sensitive skin. Just a little dot on the back of my hand to kind of warm it up and get it going, all mixed into my skin. I'm going to rub it in really well. I'm actually kind of using this as a primer as well. I'm giving my skin a barrier between my skin and the makeup. So get that all blended in. So as I get ready to put on my foundation, I do mine a little bit differently. A lot of people start with their foundation first, but I'm going to actually start with my eyes first with this Maybelline Fit Me in the color 25. So I get that put on my lids, and make sure that I just put that there, because what it's going to do is act like a base for the shadow. Basically, it's going to kind of act like shadow adhesive, because if I don't put something there, the shadows will move and they won't be there by the end of the day. I'm actually taking a beauty blender and I'm just blending out those shadows here on my eyelid with the beauty blender. Just do that really, really well. I see I have a little bit in my lashes there, but it's okay. Remember, this is a learning process, so I'm just going to put that evenly all over my eyelids. Basically, I'm just prepping the lids for the eyeshadow and giving them something to stick to so they're not being lost throughout the day. So now I'm going to go in with the Color Tattoo 24 Hour. And this is by Maybelline, and it's the color green. And I'm a big cream shadow person. I'm just using my fingers here to use at the very bottom of my lid. And remember, there's no perfect way to do this. You're just using your fingers, and I'm just getting it right there on the lower lid. I'm not going to go any higher into my crease because that's not where I want the shadow to be. But I do want it to be concentrated right there on the very lower lid of my eye. And I'm just using my fingers to kind of dab it on. You can use your fingers or a brush. I find that at times my fingers give me a little bit more control. So my fingers it is. Cream shadows are very forgiving. You can wipe them off a little bit and keep moving, but it definitely gives the eyeshadow, that powder part of the eyeshadow, a huge pop. So I'm going in with the Wet n Wild, and this is a very small palette, but it packs a lot of power for me. It's a drugstore palette. It's called the Havana palette, and I want to say it was $2.99 for this palette. I will link it down below. I just love the color combo in this palette. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. brush. It's a little small tapered brush, and I'm going to spray it with that Mario Badescu. Spraying it allows me to be able to kind of pack on the shadow and get a lot on my brush so I can concentrate it into one area. And then I want the shadow to kind of be very deep. So I'm packing on this shadow, and I'm actually going to keep it just right there on my lower lid. I don't want to go any higher on the crease because that's not where the shadow is supposed to be. I have another technique after I get the shadow onto my eyelid to get it blended out, because as you can see, as I'm blending this shadow onto my lower eyelid, it leaves a very harsh line. So I make sure that I'm just having a lot of control with the brush right there. And this brush is really good for the control. Guys, e.l.f., I will say this time and time again, I don't think e.l.f. gets enough credit, but they have some pretty amazing brushes in their line, and I own a lot of their brushes. I'm going to go in with this longgg Pro palette, and this was actually a gift from one of my students. And I'm going to go in with that lighter shade called Sable. And I'm going to choose this little bitty brush by Sigma that came in a gift set. Sigma also has some very, very nice brushes, but they can get a little bit up there. But some of your more cost-effective brushes are Real Techniques, e.l.f., Eco Tools. There are even some Sonia Kashuk brushes that are budget-friendly. So I took that brush there, and it's just a little blending brush. And guys, the key to getting this smoky eye to kind of look the way you want it to is going in with a very neutral color and getting into that crease and blending, blending, blending. And basically what I'm doing is taking away the harsh line that the blue left behind. We still want the blue, but we want to take away the harsh line between the crease and the very top of our eyelid. So I'm just going to blend and blend and just make sure that everything gets really blended well. I just wanted you guys to be able to see that, not to be afraid of dark shadows. I think sometimes we get a little bit intimidated by dark shadows because they can get a little bit messy if we just don't have just a tiny bit of technique. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker brown. I want to make sure there's a lot of dimension to the eye. I'm going in with another e.l.f. brush. I really like this one. And guys, I'll link all this below. It's a little bit shorter bristles and more compact. I'm only going to kind of concentrate that in the corners of my eye and make sure that I'm just concentrating it there because I'm bringing just a little bit more dimension to my eye. And like I said, I don't want you guys to be afraid of this. Those longgg Pro shadows, that's actually one of the more expensive palettes I own. Those longgg shadows are very creamy. Like, they're not cream shadows, but they are so nice the way they blend onto the eye. So you're definitely getting your money's worth with Lorac Pro. So now I'm gonna go in with the Cyan Kashik brush, and I'm just gonna blend out that crease a little bit just to make sure that those shadows are fluid and that they're flowing together and they're not, they're flowing together and they're not just sitting there on my eye. It really works well for me to do my shadows first and then go in with this foundation, because any fallout I can pick up with the foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless, which I absolutely love because it is just one of those foundations that, I mean, Maybelline, hats off to you, Maybelline. You did your best with this one. I mean, such a wonderful drugstore foundation. I put it on the back of my hand. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me in the color 330, Coffee Caramel. Coffee, Caramel, Toffee. Oh my God, school teacher brain. Toffee Caramel. I'm using it in Toffee Caramel. And I'm going in with a Morphe brush. And in the with this Morphe brush, it's a Morphe M439 brush. It is such a nice foundation brush. It just takes all those flaws out of my face. I'm noticing that I have a little bag under one eye. I'm a tired school teacher. But I just love the way this brush applies the foundation. And guys, this foundation really does give some very good coverage. And I am just enjoying Maybelline. There was a picture I shared on my Insta stories recently where I had like 8 or 9 empty bottles of this on my bathroom counter. The only thing I would wish that Maybelline would do with this foundation is put a pump on the very top of this bottle. I just feel like when you have a pump, you can control how much product is leaving out of the bottle. And this is a very affordable foundation. So I'm gonna go back in with my Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm going to conceal right under my eyes just like I did with, conceal under my eyes just like I did before on the top of my lids. And I love this Maybelline Fit Me concealer just because it is so creamy and it's so blendable and it does so well. It just leaves my skin so flawless once I'm done. And I'm blending everything out. Back with my beauty blender. So I'm just kind of blending it out, and basically I'm using this to just make my skin even and to brighten up the certain areas of my skin. And you'll notice that as I'm putting this in and you know, getting this blended, how the skin just takes a different change and the makeup starts to take on a different change. And I just love what it's doing. I love the power in this makeup. Like I said, Maybelline's formula over the last year or two has definitely gotten, they've just really upped their game in this formula, and I just really can enjoy the power behind this formula. I wear MAC Studio Fix foundation. I even wore that on my wedding day, and this Maybelline Fit Me is very comparable, guys. It is very comparable to the MAC Studio Fix. And I'm gonna go in with this Coty Airspun translucent powder. You have to be very careful with some of these translucent powders. This one is really nice. I got this at a drugstore, I think Walgreens, but you just have to be careful when you're taking photos because of flashback. And when you're baking, I'm baking under my eyes, and I'm going to bake under my chin, like right around my jawline. I'm going in with this NYX Wonder Stick, which I'm almost out actually. And I'm gonna have to go over and switch. I switch between my contour, and I'm contouring my cheeks right there. And I'm just adding a little bit of warmth to my face. I don't contour as much. I just kind of bronze my cheeks a little bit more so in the summer because I am outside a lot with my boys. And I do that because I already am pretty tanned in the summer, so I'm not as heavy-handed when I'm doing this in the summertime, just because I'm already kind of getting naturally darker, naturally tanned. So I definitely just try to be a little bit less heavy-handed in the summer, but it does create a very nice look on the skin once you're done doing this. So I go there underneath my contour line on my jawline all the way around with that same translucent powder. And I'm basically just baking. I just let it sit there. And I can already tell that it's transforming. I can tell that the makeup is changing. If you go back to a few videos that I've done, especially my makeup for beginners video, I do a look there and it's makeup for beginners. And I also show you how I'm laughing because that is a 68-cent waterline pencil in black. I line my waterline with many different colors, and I'm just doing this because my eyes are dark. So just want to let you know, that you don't have to break the bank trying to do a certain look. Like I said, I have this 68-cent pencil, ladies. But in that video, like I was saying, I just make sure that I am showing you something simple. I'm gonna go back in with that color, the darker brown, and just I'm taking that color from the top of my lid and I'm bringing it and I'm smudge it a little bit on my underneath my waterline. Usually you want to use a much smaller smudge brush, but I didn't have that brush sitting right there in front of me, and it's okay. I like this look. And I also like I said, those shadows are super creamy. You cannot mess them up, or you can't mess up with those shadows. So here's my favorite mascara, my fave mascara. It has step 1 and step 2. This is L'Oreal Double Extend Mascara. Y'all, this mascara is it, okay? I go in with this, the step 1 is a white formula, and I start at the very base of my lashes. If you notice how I'm tugging with them, I mean, look at how this is lengthening my lashes. The only drawback I have for this mascara is that it will pull your lashes out if you don't use a makeup wipe to get this mascara off. Please use a makeup wipe to get the mascara off at nighttime when you're done about to go to bed or washing your face. Do not try to wipe it with a damp towel or something that is not going to get the mascara off completely and gently. So make sure that you use a makeup wipe or some type of like cold cream or Pond's or something like that. I simply use a makeup wipe, or I use like a type of cold cream to get it off. But it needs more of a like not adhesive, but something that's kind of slippery that has a remover in it to help you get the mascara off. So just be careful with that. I have not put it down. It's just one of those things that it's a necessary evil. I don't get to wear this mascara every day, but when I am doing looks like this where I need my eyes to be a little bit more dramatic, or I'm going out on a date night or going somewhere special, I definitely reach for this mascara because this mascara allows me not to put on false lashes. But false lashes are fun, and I love false lashes, and actually in my next video I'll be wearing false lashes. So this is where I end up making my mistake, because normally I would have brushed away my baking powder that I have there underneath my eyelids, but I went on ahead and put on my lower mascara. And guys, I'm not using the same mascara. I'm actually using a really good e.l.f. mascara that's like $3 and I love it. But I start to sweep away this baking powder that I have on my face, this translucent powder, I start to sweep it away, and then I make my little mistake. Boop. See? So there you go. I'm making my mistake, but we can always fix it. See? So we fixed it, we're back in business. So I brush away all this excess powder. And y'all, this brush, oh my goodness. This is like Real Techniques, one of my most favorite brushes. I mean, it is up there. This brush is so nice. It's like a huge blending brush. The bristles are so nice. I also mentioned this brush in my March beauty favorites, and I just love it. I mean, it was so affordable. So I'm going in with the blush that I've been having for a while, and I'm taking another Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna put it right there on the apples of my cheeks. I just give myself a little grin, and I put it there on the apples of my cheeks. And I know it looks like a really bright blush, but it's really beautiful. You will not believe where I bought that blush from. 5 and below. Remember, don't underestimate the power of where makeup is. So I'm just gonna touch up that area with my bronzer to make sure that I have deepened that contour and that it makes that line stand out, and also that blush that I'm wearing. So here is a highlighter that I've used by ColourPop, and I will link that down below. So nice. You can see I've hit pan on it, and it's a really, really nice highlighter. It has like a pink sheen to it, and I'm excited to try a new highlighter I just recently bought by Physicians Formula, which has been pretty talked about lately. But I do like this because of that pink that I have on my cheeks, and it has a pink undertone. So I'm gonna brush a little bit right there on my Cupid's bow. I take it on the other side. So like one of my students, Jillian, she always says, catch the glow, catch the glow. So I'm catching the glow, Jillian, catching the glow. So I put a little bit there on my brow bone. So I'm actually using a Sigma brush, but it's kind of beat up, as you can see. But I still love it. So I'm gonna go in with a gloss. This one is actually discontinued, but I have one that I linked down below that's very similar that I love a lot. I went with something lighter on the lips. So I need a haircut. But before I sign off, I'm going to put just a little bit of the Milani. It's like a brow. It's not a gel, but it's kind of like a brow like adhesive, something that keeps them in place and that keeps them from moving around a lot. But I love it, and it's by Milani, and I will also link that below. But thank you, ladies, so much for joining me and for hanging out with me. Until the next video, bye.